everyone, it's Angie. How is everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing great. I have missed you, especially for this. I have not done a yarn yak in what feels like forever, and today's the day and we have so much to talk about. So grab a drink, grab a snack, grab whatever you want to work on, because we might be here for a while. And my camera is jiggling, and we're gonna see if that stops or if I've got to do something about that. Aha, there we go. It was leaning against my table and that was making a jiggle. Sorry about that. So if this is your first time visiting my channel, Craftnado, welcome. I'm so glad to have you. If you are a returning friend, I am so glad to see you again as well. And like I said, we've got a ton to talk about today in the world of yarny things. So let's just get right into it. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Could be a while. We're going to start by talking. I've got a lot of, I have a ton. I've been working really hard. I've got a ton of works in progress. I've got a ton of progress to show you, but it's been slow going progress because I've been working on the same thing. I haven't been doing a normal Angie, and I do have a million projects going like I usually do, but I don't have, like I've been pretty diligent with working on the same things. So let's go with works in progress. So I started a blanket for a friend, Cynthia. Cynthia's a moderator on my channel. She's my only moderator. Well, Mindy's a moderator too, but Cynthia's always in my lives, and she does a great job helping me with moderating and on my lives, and I really appreciate it. So I wanted to make her a blanket, and I started a blanket for her, and it is going to be this granny square blanket, which is kind of a, it's a huge square. I realize this. So it's only going to be like 4 squares wide by probably 5 or 6 squares long. We'll see once it gets put together. These squares measure about 20 inches square. So that's going to be quite a big blanket. You know, no matter how you put it together. The pattern actually calls for it to be 3 by 3, 3 squares by 3 squares. But I don't like square blankets all that much, and I want it to be a little bit bigger for her, so it's a little bit more useful. So the yarn that I'm using for this is Big Twist Baby, and it has little flecks in it. I don't know if you can see the little flecks that are in there. It's super, super soft yarn. It's really nice. It's just a regular 4 worsted weight acrylic yarn, but it's really soft and nice to work with. This is a pattern that I purchased from Hooked on Sunshine, and I believe it's called the Groovy Granny, is the name of the pattern if you were interested. So I've gotten, I think, 4 of these squares finished so far, and you can see it's kind of a lacy open pattern, which I'm enjoying. It's really fun to make, and they work up really fast. I mean, surprisingly fast. So that's one project that I'm working on. I'm also working on a blanket for my mother, and this is also another, you know, I go through phases, not phases, but I go through spurts. And I found this Hooked on Sunshine website designer, and I love her stuff. I just love everything that she has out there. So I'm working on, I think, 4 different Hooked on Sunshine patterns right now. This is another one from her collection, and this is called For, F-O-R, like it's for someone. And it is, she did it in cotton. I'm doing it in acrylic. I'm using, for this one, I'm using Crafter's Secret Big Idea in the color, oh, what color is this? Pearl Fleck. So it's just like a, you know, like a, I mean, it's flecked, but what is the word, what is the other words that you use for that? Wow, I'm really out of practice here. It's flecked. It's flecked yarn. But there's another word for it. Can't think of it right now. I swear, the past couple of days, I'm just going to go off topic for a second here. The past couple of days, I've been saying the wrong word for the wrong thing, like 10 times a day. It's getting really annoying. So anywho, I'm using acrylic. She used cotton. I'm just using 4 worsted weight acrylic, and this is where I'm at so far with this. So I'm using that Crafter's Secret Big Idea, which is a Hobby Lobby brand, and I've used this yarn before. I used it when I made my Christmas tree skirts this past holiday season, and it's a very, very nice worsted weight yarn. It's very thick. It's actually a thick worsted weight. And then I'm also, for my other color, I'm using just Red Heart Super Saver in the color Oatmeal for my accent color. But isn't that turning out gorgeous? So this is going to be a square blanket, which I'm fine with, but isn't it just, it's turning out so great. So this is for my mom. This is a gift for my mom, and I showed it to her and she loves it. And yeah, so it's just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So I've gotten I mean, that's quite a lot of work. This is our pretty detailed pattern, and this is actually quite a lot of hours of work put into this so far. So, you know, it might not look like much, but it is a lot. Another thing that I'm working on is the first pattern that I purchased from Hooked on Sunshine was called Ardith, and that was a baby blanket. And I have been working on that, and I showed you guys that, and I started that blanket twice. I started it once in a singular monotone acrylic yarn, 4 worsted weight yarn in a gray, and I also started it in a cotton DK weight yarn, and I've shown you guys those projects before, so I'm not going to show you those again. But I started that blanket again. So I started the Ardith blanket now 3 times. I've got 3. This is my 3rd iteration of it, and the colors that I'm going with, and this is the one that I am the furthest on. I've worked on this longer than more than I've worked on any other. And it looks like I've got a little bit of yarn tanglage here. So let me just, I don't want to pull out any stitches. Let me just try to get this. This is probably one of my proudest accomplishments. I have loved working on this blanket, and it is getting really big. I can't even show it to you all, the whole thing on screen, but you can see where I'm at, and it's getting big. It's a baby blanket, and I've still got, you know, quite a few rows to go. But it's getting there. It's getting there. And I think that the colors of this one are going to be perfect for baby. And I think perfect for boy or girl. It is for a boy. So I do have a baby in mind that this blanket is going to go to. And I think that even with a little bit of pink in there, I think it's still going to be fine. Because there's not that much pink. There's just a little bit. And with the greens and grays and blues, I think that it's going to be great for boy or girl. And that is called Ardith, and that is also a Hooked on Sunshine pattern. For this, I am using Hobby Lobby brand yarn. It's their Yarn Bee yarn, and it's called Bambootiful. And it is a 50% cotton, 50% bamboo yarn, and I hate it. I hate it because it splits like a nightmare. So this, you can see, this is a 3-weight yarn, so it's a lighter weight yarn. You've seen how big it is. You can imagine how many hours worth of work I have into this thing already. I mean, I have tons and tons of hours of work into it. But the reason why I probably have double the time into it that I should is because this yarn is horrible to work with. This yarn is like working with, I wish I could show it to you in a way that you could tell, but this yarn is like working with 12 strands of DMC floss that are not even twisted together. It splits like nobody's business. So I picked out 9 colors, and they're all kind of Victorian colors. I won't go through each and every color with you because you don't care about that. I mean, if you really care, leave me a comment and I'd be glad to tell you what my color combination was, what colors I chose, because I think I did a good job of picking out the colors. But it is getting a little bit heavy because it is a cotton blanket, so it's getting a little heavy, but it's still very beautiful and very fun to work on. I mean, I just am enjoying working on projects where every row is something different. But now that this is getting to be bigger, like this row right here with the puff stitches, I had to do 98 puff stitches per side. So basically I did like 400 puff stitches in one row, or in one round. And that was like a lot. That took some patience. So now that the blanket's getting bigger and the rounds are getting longer and the repetition is getting, you know, more and more repetitive, and it's taking a longer time to get through the rounds, it is getting a little bit not as exciting, but I'm so close to the finish line on this one that I'm still really diligently working on it. Plus, I have a baby in mind. The baby's already here, so I'd like to get this done so that the baby can have it. So this has been my major work in progress, and I have been using these Lion Brand bags that I got they had these on sale a little while ago. I ordered like 5 or 6 of them. I've been using them for project bags, and they've been working out pretty good. So that's what I've gotten there. I ended up buying too much of that Bamboodiful yarn, and I found another pattern that I really liked that called for a 3-weight cotton. And so I thought, why don't I just use and I really wanted to start said project. So I decided to use the same colors and that leftover yarn that I had purchased too much of, that Bamboodiful, in the 9 colors that I had already chosen, because conveniently enough, this new pattern also called for 9 different colors. So it was like it was meant to be. So what I've started now is another Hooked on Sunshine pattern. And this is called Hooked on Grannies, I believe is the name of the pattern. And what it is, it was a crochet along that they did, I think a few years ago, I think maybe 2019. I could be wrong, don't quote me. But there's, I think, 15 or 19 different squares that are gonna go into this blanket. So you're going to make these 19 different squares, but you're going to make a total of 25 of them. So a couple of the squares get repeated, but maybe with a different colorway or a color pairing, color variation. So I've been working on these, and I got to keep these in order because I don't have them labeled, and I need to know for the layout which square goes where. So I have to keep them, I've got a pile of them here. I've got to keep them in order as I show them to you. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on my 5th square for that. So this is the first one. And what's cool about, you know, it's a $6 pattern. You get the pattern is, you get 15 different squares. You could take and make an entire blanket out of just one of those square patterns. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting a good value for the price of that pattern. You're getting the pattern for 15 different squares. 15, 19, I don't know, something like that. I could be wrong on. But see, so these are the ones I've done so far. And these are the same colorways as that baby blanket that I showed you. So there's the first square that I did. And they all have like female names. I can't tell you the names of them off the top of my head. There's the second one. I like this one. I think this one turned out really pretty. And the third one, this one was a little bit boring to do, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, it's pretty nonetheless. And it's gonna look great with them all together. And then this one is a little bit similar to that last one, and also was a little bit boring to do. And this is the one I'm on right now. I'm not quite finished with it, but this one has been fun. This one has been really pretty, and it's got kind of a 3D effect. Kind of a, this flower in the middle kind of really pokes out. And I really like this row here with the picot that gets stitched up there into the next row. I think that looks really cool. So once you put these all together, isn't that just going to look neat to have all these different squares? And I need to block them. They are supposed to all be the same size, but apparently my tension was a little bit off and I didn't, you know, but isn't that going to look cool to have all these different squares all in one blanket? I think it's going to look so cool. So now I hope I can put these back together the way I had. There we go. So I got to keep them in order. Got to keep them in order or I will be in trouble because I won't be able to remember which square was which. And I suppose what difference would it really make? I could put them together in any way that I wanted. But those are my works in progress. That's what I've been working on for crochet. I have been doing quite a bit of diamond painting lately. So, you know, some of my time has been spent doing that. So that's, you know, where a little bit of my time has gone. So now let's talk about new acquisitions. I have a couple of fun trips that I made for acquiring yarn. I had a couple of yarn fairies that bequeathed me some beautiful yarn that I'm going to show you. And then I had a couple of orders that came in the mail that I'll show you as well. So the first thing I will show you is, let's go to Yarn Fairy Yarn. So Maddie moved. My daughter Maddie moved. I'm sure everybody knows about that. And when she moved, she came across some stuff that she didn't want or need anymore. And I was the lucky recipient of it. So I ended up with 6 skeins of this Bernat blanket extra, which is, it's like a super bulky 7, giant, yeah, jumbo 7 weight yarn in the color smoky green, which is a really pretty color. And it's really, I mean, if anybody's ever worked with Bernat blanket or felt Bernat blanket, which I think most of us have, it's a really nice feeling yarn, but it's hard to work with. It's a pain in the butt to work with. And so I got 6, she gave me 6 of these and 3 of these, which is the same Bernat blanket extra in vintage white. So and unfortunately it doesn't show it on either of these, but on one of the, I don't know what I did with the box with the rest of them. On one of the bands, there is a pattern for a basket. So that's what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to make baskets because I've never made a basket and it just seems like a fun idea. So that's what I'm going to do with those baskets. Yes. So thank you, Maddie, for that. And then she also gave me 3 cakes of this Karen Big Cakes. Look at how beautiful that is. Tell me that's not some pretty yarn. That's just gorgeous yarn. And I've already got a pattern in mind for this as well. These are awesome, these Karen Big Cakes. These are, this colorway is, I don't even know if these are available anymore. They might be. Karen, the cakes, they kind of go in and out. They come out like annually or whatever. This is called Toffee Brickle. But the colors are my colors. I mean, super great. Make a great fall sweater. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with it. I found a pattern for a cardigan that you make using a granny hexagon. And I'm going to use this and make that cardigan. And it's a size 4 worsted weight yarn. But these big cakes are nice because there's so much yardage in a cake. There are 603 yards per cake. So you can, you know, do some damage. So I've got enough with that 3 cakes she gave me. I've got exactly enough to do the sweater according to the pattern that I found online. I wish I could tell you the name. It's called, okay, the name of the lady's channel is, boy, I can't remember. I'll link it. Actually, false. I'm not going to do that. As you guys know, I have in my tabs across my channel, I have my saved playlists. I have a crochet playlist, and any pattern that I've ever done or talked about doing that has come from YouTube is in that crochet playlist. So if you're interested in that hexagon, and it's really a cool pattern. I wish I could show you right now what it's going to look like. It's a granny hexagon cardigan. And so if you're interested in what that's going to look like, take a look at that in my saved playlist, my crochet playlist on my channel tab. So that was my Yarn Fairy haul from Maddie. and that was just so super sweet of her. And she also gave me some diamond paintings, which, whoop, super excited about that too. My other yarn fairy came from one of my very, very sweet subscribers. Tammy sent me this huge box of yarn. Can you even believe this? I mean, what kind of a person does that? I am so blessed. I feel just so lucky to have such cool, amazing friends and subscribers. This is gorgeous, gorgeous yarn that she sent me. She sent me all of this stuff from Knit Picks, which is, this is all Peruvian Highland wool, 100% Peruvian Highland wool. She sent me several skeins of this worsted weight Knit Picks wool of the Andes. And the colors that she sent are all complementary. So I'm going to be able to do something with this because there's not very much. There's only 110 yards per skein, but she sent me so much that I'm definitely going to be able to do something with it. So let me go through this box and see if I can pick out all the colors that go together that are all of the same yarn and show you and tell me what you think if I can do something and put all these yarns together, because I think I can. That'll be pretty, won't it? I am going to make a sweater or something. There's enough. There's enough. There's multiples in here of each color, and there's definitely going to be enough to make a sweater. So that's going to become a sweater, but Peruvian Highland wool, 100% wool, that's not going to happen until fall. But thank you, Tammy, so much for all of this beautiful yarn. I just can't believe how generous and lovely you are for sending this to me. She also sent me this. I'm excited to see what I can do with this. This is called Angel Hair Stripes by Sensations. I've never heard of that brand, and it's a 5 bulky weight yarn. And I'm thinking it's going to make a really cool accent on something. So I'm thinking about using this as a border, a border on a collar, or like collar and sleeves. I think would be cool if you did that on a sweater. There's enough here. You could definitely make a hat out of this. This would make a nice hat. Ooh, imagine how nice and warm and fuzzy and soft that would be. I wish you guys could feel this. It's really, really soft. And unfortunately, there's a sticker over the contents and stuff, so I can't even tell you what I can just see that it's a 5 bulky weight. I don't know what it is other than that. Came from Joann's. That's what the sticker says anyway. I wish I could tell you what's in it, but I can't. But she sent me that. And then she sent me some Vanna's Choice, which I've always wanted to try Vanna's Choice. I've heard really, really good things about it. And this is a Lion brand yarn. And I believe that it's discontinued, the Vanna's Choice line. And I've always wanted to try it. It's a 4 worsted weight yarn. And this is the color Barley. It's a beautiful color. And I think with this, I'm going to make a pair of mitts. I think that this would make a beautiful pair of mitts. So that's what I've got in mind for that. So yeah, I've got already ideas for all of this stuff. And then she sent me 3, these are also Knit Picks, but these are different. These are called Capra Deep Decay from Knit Picks. And these are another wool yarn, a DK weight wool. Oh, merino, 85 merino, 15% cashmere. That's why it's so soft. This is really nice stuff. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So I've got those 2 colors and then this color in that. And aren't those beautiful? So pretty. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those yet either, but I'm going to do something with them. Come on, cashmere yarn, please. I can find something to do with those. Okay, then I've also got these 2 little guys called Simply Kriya by Haiku. And this is a 100% Super Baby Alpaca. It's a chain spun yarn, and it is possibly the softest yarn I've ever felt in my life. It's absolutely amazingly soft and gorgeous. Super, super nice. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet either, but I'll figure something out. Don't worry. I'll figure something out. Then, oh, there's another Vanna's Choice in here. Oh, a beautiful pink. Oh, that's pretty. That'll make a nice hat. That'll become a hat. I can tell that for sure. Then she also sent me the rest of this in here is more of that Knit Picks Peruvian wool. Just tons of it. A whole huge box. Oh, more Vanna's Choice in this pretty red. And then down here at the bottom of the box, she sent me 2 kits. 2 full Annie's kits. So with the yarn, the patterns, everything. So this one is for this Hope Begins hat, which is a gorgeous hat. And you should see the yarn. The yarn is absolutely phenomenal. And it's, look at that yarn that comes with that. Isn't that beautiful? So, so pretty. Love this. I love this one. This one is just amazing. Love that. It is Premier Muir Woods is the brand of yarn that it came with. Muir Woods. I love this yarn. This is beautiful. Oh, I almost wish I could get more of this. So this is a 4 worsted weight yarn. Seems like a, well, no, it's like a true 4. I don't know, it's maybe a little bit light for a 4. This is 170 yards, 100% acrylic. It feels like an anti-pilling acrylic. It feels really like a premium acrylic. And it is machine wash. We don't care about that. What was I looking for? But actually, maybe we do care. Machine wash, tumble dry is always a good thing. 170 yards, I already said that. I was looking for the color. That's what I was looking for. Color is called Redwood. But God, isn't that gorgeous? I love that. I would buy this yarn over and over if I ever saw this in the store. Beautiful color. And then this other color, which is like, it's also striking, another very beautiful color, is the same thing. And this color is called Creek. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. So I wonder if you can make 2 hats. I mean, because you've got, I wonder if that makes 2 hats, because 1 hat would, you only need 1 skein to make a hat. 170 yards, yeah, you can make a hat out of that. You can make a hat out of that. So I'm wondering if this is enough for 2 hats, or, you know, if they gave you 1 of each for enough to make 2 hats. Interesting. But I do like the hat pattern, too, that it came with. So it came with the pattern. This is an Annie's Kit Club. Annie's Curing Crochet Kit Club. And then this other one is for mitts. And these are called Motor City Mittens. So I love a good mitten pattern. And I've been looking for a good mitten pattern, because for some reason, the mitt patterns that I have found are using a size 5 weight yarn, and I don't have size 5 weight yarn to make it with. And this also has 2 skeins in it, this kit, and they're both different. So I'm thinking that you can make 2 pairs of mitts with this kit. And these are the colors. I love them. So this is the brand of yarn on here, and I've not seen this from Annie's yet. Is it actually Annie's Curing Crochet Kit Club brand, or that's what's on the band anyway. So the color of this one is Circo, and the color of this one is Gala. They're both 100% acrylic, both size 4 medium worsted weight, both 208 yards per skein, so that's generous. Love them. Love both of them. They are going to make great mitts, and that's exactly what I'm going to use them for. I'm going to use them for their intended purpose. I'm going to use the pattern that came with the and I'm making those mitts. Heck yeah, I am. Now, I'm not going to be able to do it until the fall, because I've got myself into too many summer projects, and I'm working with cotton right now. I'm a cotton girl right now. Oh, I do have 2 more works in progress, but those go with my purchases, so I'll show you those in a minute, but they're cotton stuff. So, thank you, Tammy, so much. That was just so sweet of you. I couldn't say thank you enough for sending me all of this yarn. I am in love with, this was like Christmas, getting this box. I was just like, ooh, look at this, look at this. Because you know, when you get boxes with it, stuff that you ordered, you know what you ordered, so you kind of know what you're getting. But when getting a box like this was just like Christmas. You didn't know what was going to be in there. So thank you so, so much again for sending me this box of yarn. Love everything in it. Couldn't be happier than if I would have picked it out myself. All right, so let me try to set that off to the side here without creating a huge disturbance. And we'll get into the next thing, which is, what is the next thing? Well, we might as well make my Lion brand order the next thing. Okay, so I placed an order. I don't know. You probably, if you're yarny, you probably all know this. Lion brand had a sale. And of course, I couldn't pass up a sale. So they had a sale with 35% off their yarns. 35% off all yarn. How can you pass that up? So of course I had to get me some. So let's see what I got. I haven't even opened, I opened the box, but I haven't really perused it yet. So let's peruse together, shall we? So this is the first thing I got. I wanted to try their comfy cotton. So I ordered 3 cakes. Oh my God, that's soft. I love it. So this is the Lion brand Comfy Cotton Blend. This is a 3-weight DK yarn, but it seems kind of thick for a 3-weight. I don't know. What do you guys think? Doesn't that seem a little bit thick for a 3-weight? Which is fine. I'm not complaining about that at all. 392 yards. Wow. Almost 400 yards in this cake. And look at the color. Isn't that just a gorgeous color? So this is a cotton blend. So let's see, what is it blended with? If I can read. 50 cotton, 50 polyester. Nice. So that's why it's so nice and soft. So it's a 50-50 cotton polyester. But isn't that going to make a nice summer top? That's what I'm going to make with it, a summer top. And really, if I've got 3 cakes of these and there's 400, basically 400 yards per cake, so that's 8, that's 12. I'd be pushing it to make 2 tops. Depends on the pattern and the stitch that I use. There's one top that I have in mind that uses about 600 yards of yarn, so I'd be pushing it to make 2 tops out of this, but I could try. I could make maybe one of those like little short halter tanks and then a regular size top, or I could make maybe a bigger like little like a sleeveless, not sleeveless, but like a short sleeve cardigan, a little bit longer. That would be nice. 1,200 yards, you know, I can do some damage with that. But this is, it's gorgeous. I love the colors. Beautiful colors. Like camel and blue and taupe and beige. Just gorgeous colors in there. I like this. I like this yarn. I wish I would have ordered more of it. But like I said, I ordered stuff that I haven't tried before. So I wanted to get some things that, you know, that I hadn't had in the past, and this was one of them. Now that I see how nice that is, I wish I would have gotten more of it. Because this was, I think for the 3-pack, it was only like 12 bucks. I mean, it was cheap. I got really good deals. So let's see what else is in this box. So I got 2, I don't know why I only ordered 2 of these, because that seems weird. But I think I was thinking about making mittens with this. I got this Homespun stripes. Now, Homespun is a difficult yarn to work with. I've worked with it in the past. It's like that boucle kind of yarn, you know what I'm talking about. It kind of has like that not twist, but kind of like a, you know, it has a weird thing to it. Weird spin, not spin. Yeah, kind of a weird spin. It's bouncy. It's springy. It's coily. That's the word I'm looking for. So this is Lion brand Homespun stripes. It is 185 yards of a bulky 5. And it is 100% acrylic. No, it's not. 90, I can't read this, you guys. Woo, my eyes are bad. 98% acrylic, 2% other fibers. I don't know what the other fibers would be, but that's what that looks like. And this color is foliage. So I got 2 of these in foliage. That's pretty. It's really pretty. 5 bulky. I'll do something with that when winter time comes. Who knows? What else did I get? I got 3 of these, and let's see what these are. I like to order 3 because then they come in, most yarns do come in a sealed 3-pack when you order them, and I like to order them that way. But then when I'm showing them to you guys, I'm opening them anyway, so it really defeats the purpose. I wanted to try the, ooh, I love Lion Brand yarn. This is pretty. This is called Sunset Nights. Look at that ombre effect. And look at it, has sequins. Isn't that gorgeous with that ombre effect? Beautiful. 273 yards, 90% acrylic, 10% polyester. It's very soft. It's very, very, very soft yarn. It's a size 4. That's surprising. I thought that it was a size 3. It's a 4 worsted weight. It doesn't look like it's spun very tightly. I mean, it's a regular chain spun yarn, but it looks like it's a loosely spun chain. Ignore my fingernails. I need to redo them. But look at how gorgeous that ombre effect is. That's, you know, one problem I have with ombre effect yarns is I always feel like they go too, they don't go gradually enough from color to color. Like you can really see like where the color changes. And this one is gorgeous. This one I mean, it really has a beautiful ombre effect going out. So that's going to make something really nice. And I thought with these sparkles, I was thinking shawl. I was thinking this would make a really pretty shawl. So that's where I was going when I decided to order this. I was thinking shawl. So we've got, how many yards do we have here? 273 yards per cake, and I've got 3 cakes. Yeah, you know, yeah, I could do it. I think I could do it. But beautiful, pretty, pretty yarn. Can't wait to use that. But that's gonna wait because, you know, it's not time for that kind of yarn right now. Right now it's time for cotton. Okay, so I did order something that I have ordered before. This is the Lion Brand Pima cotton. I have this exact yarn. I'm making dresses out of this yarn. This is in the color Dragonfly. And this is just the regular 4-weight, 186 yards, 100% cotton. Lion Brand does make a nice cotton. It's nice and soft. It's plied nicely. It doesn't split easily. They do make a nice cotton for wearables. And I got 3 more of these because I'm making dresses for my granddaughters. And I would have had enough, but the pattern, for what the pattern actually calls for. But I decided I wanted to make the dresses a little bit longer. You've seen the dresses. I've shown them to you before. They're works in progress. So I'm not showing you guys all my works in progress because that would take us all day. But just my new works in progress is basically what I'm showing you today. And yes, I work on everything. So I'm still working on stuff even though I didn't show it to you. If it's a work in progress, it's still a work in progress. And I'll show it to you when it's finished. But yeah, so more of this Pima cotton yarn that I needed because I wanted to make those dresses bigger. Let's see what else is in this box. All right. Oh, I wanted to try this too. Okay, so I bought 3 of these. This is Moroccan Nights. Lion Brand Moroccan Nights. And boy, that's light. This is a light yarn. I don't know if I love this. Look at how light that is. Look at how teeny that is. That's small. I don't know if I can do anything with this. This looks like a 2. They're saying it's a 3. They're saying it's a lightweight 3, but I don't know. That seems awfully skinny to me. That seems like a really lightweight 3 to me. I would almost call that a heavy 2. Anyway, 273 yards in this, and it's like it has like a sparkle in it, and it's like 2 colors spun together. It's really pretty. I'm not in love with this. I'm going to be honest with you. Scarab is the color that this one that I chose. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe something will come to me someday. I'll just stick it in my stash, but I don't know. I'm not loving it. I can see why it was on, this wasn't part of the 35% off deal. This was actually on clearance. I can see why it was on clearance. I don't know. I'm not in love with it. I'm just going to be honest with you. So not too impressed with that, but that's okay. That's okay. You don't love everything. And then we've got, oh, I wanted to try, I've never tried Kobu. So I wanted to try the Lion brand Kobu, which is Lion's cotton bamboo blend. So I told you I was using the Hobby Lobby brand, which is Yarn Bee, their cotton bamboo blend for those 2 blankets that I showed you earlier. Lion brand's cotton bamboo blend is called Kobu, and it is 232 yards of a lightweight 3, and it's very soft. It's a very soft cotton yarn, but it looks identical to that Yarn Bee yarn as far as being like 12 strands of floss that's not really plied together. Looks like it's going to be splitty. But beautiful color. This is the color Peach, appropriate. Very pretty. My plan for this, there's 232 yards in here, so, and I've got 3 of these, so I've got, you know, what, 2, 4, 6, 700 yards. I do have a top in mind for this that uses about 620 yards, so I would have enough to make that top. And I think I'll go ahead as planned and make that top out of this and see how that turns out. It's a top I've already made before. I wore it, I think, last time I did a Yarn Yak video. It was a kind of a tank. And so I think and I wanted to make one out of cotton, because that last one that I made out of acrylic. I made it out of Lion brand, oh, what's that stuff called? It's kind of like a Red Heart Unforgettable, but it's Lion brand Landscapes. Yes, Landscapes. And it's heavy. It's a heavy shirt. So I wanted to try it. I wanted to make the same shirt out of something lighter. I wanted, you know, a cotton, something a lot lighter. So that's why I got this. And I love this color. I think this color looks good on me. And not now. I'm so pale right now. And this light that I've got going on over here doesn't help. And I got bags under my eyes and, you know, whatever. Okay, the last thing I got, and I'm glad that I opened this box when it came and I didn't wait to open the box. I didn't open any of these yarns until right now with you guys, but I'm glad that I waited, or I didn't wait to open the box, because the last thing I ordered from this sale was, I don't know if any of you follow Bag A Day Crochet. I know I talk about her a lot. I love Crystal. She's the greatest. Oh, wait, that's not the last thing. I got 2 more things. Wait, hold that. Hold that thought. Let's talk about this first. So I've always wanted to try shawl in a ball. And I heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard they're discontinuing shawl in a ball. So I wanted to get my hands on some before that happened, and it was on clearance. So I decided to get some shawl in a ball, and I got 2 skeins of shawl in a ball in the color Prism. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at those beautiful colors. Tell me that is not some gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. With the sparkle in there, yes. So beautiful. So, so pretty. But my, oh my, is it light. They're saying that this is a 4-weight, they're saying this is a 4-weight yarn. They are on drugs. There is no way that this is a 4-weight yarn. Look at how teeny that is. That is not in any way, shape, or form a 4-weight yarn. I don't know where they're getting their information. I'll challenge that one all day. I mean, I don't portray myself as any sort of expert in anything, but there's no way that that's a 4-weight yarn. But, you know, it's going to make, it will make a beautiful shawl. I mean, look at that wrap that she's got there. That's pretty. Look at it, and I think that's probably in the same color as what I've got here. So I am going to make shawl with this. So shawl in a ball is, I I don't know. I'm sure they still have it available on their website. 61% cotton, 34% acrylic, and 5% other fiber, which would probably be the metallics that you see in there. I didn't realize it was so much cotton. That's awesome. So this would make a really pretty, this would drape really, really nicely as a shawl. And there's quite a bit. I mean, it feels pretty hefty. Let me see what our yardage is, how many yards we've got in here. I'm really sorry. I'm having a hard time seeing today. I gotta pull this way away from me. And it doesn't help that they put this 481 yards. Wow. So it really is a shawl in a ball. 481 yards per skein. So you could make a really, really nice shawl with that. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do with it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So pretty. Okay. So getting back to what I was saying before. That is the second to last thing in here. Getting back to what I was saying before. I love Bag A Day Crochet. I love Crystal. I think she's great. She did a crochet along with using the Lion Brand Sesame Street One Hat Wonder little bundles. And there are 9 of them total, 9 characters. And so she did a square a week and put them together to make a blanket, a baby blanket. Super cute. I wanted to do the project so badly as she was going along with it. It was like crochet, like I said, a crochet along, and she released one, I think every week, or maybe a little bit more often than once a week. But at the time that it started, I couldn't find any of the One Hat Wonder bundle, or I couldn't find them anywhere. They were all sold out. So when Lion Brand was having this sale, they had them again. So I was able to order them, and I'm so excited. Look at these little cuties. So, 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 so cute. So I got Super Grover. And this is really soft yarn. There's not that much yarn in here. There's only 95 yards in here. But what's nice is the blanket pattern that she came up with. She paired this with a white yarn, and each square has this yarn plus white yarn, and it made it so it's a big enough blanket. Bert, Oscar, the Count, Ernie, of course, and Abby Cadabby. Now, you're going to notice I'm missing some. Yes, I am missing some because they screwed up my order. I am missing 3. So I sent them an email already, and I'm waiting to hear back, but I am missing 3 of my little guys. And so I need to get them all. I need them all so I can make the blanket. So I have my little great nephew is a toddler now, and I thought that this would make just a fun little blanket for him to play on. Kind of a texture blanket. He can play with the little guys that are attached to it, because you attach the guys to the middle of the squares. Check out her channel, and if I'm sure most of you already, or if you're a crocheter, you already subscribe to her channel anyways. But I wanted to do this project really bad, so I was super excited to be able to get these guys again. So that was my order from Lion Brand. That was my Lion Brand haul, and really happy with everything that I got, with the exception maybe of this Moroccan Nights. Maybe I'll come up with something to do with it. You never know. Sometimes things surprise you. Sometimes, you find a pattern and you're like, oh yeah, I've got that in my stash. That'll work. Really like this. Really love this ombre. Really love how soft it is. Love the sequins that are in it. I wish it had more sequins. You can't really see them in there. They're pretty sporadic. I wish there were more. It would make a pretty shawl. I can't think of what else I would make with it. Maybe a scarf. I don't know. I don't know yet. All right, so that is my Lion Brand order. Love this comfy cotton. Can't wait to do something with this. This is going to be a shirt for me. I gotta stop making stuff for myself, you guys. I need to start making stuff. Well, I do make stuff for other people, but I love making clothes for myself. All right, I'm going to stand up for a minute so I can move this out of the way so I can get the next box out. Okay, I've had lots of new acquisitions since we've last spoken. Next box is, I placed another Noro order. So Little Knits was having a sale. And I loved my Noroteo Yarn so much the first time I ordered it. Now, I've had this sitting around for quite a while. And I just haven't talked to you guys. I haven't done a yarn yet. So, Little Knits was having a sale, so I decided to check out what they had. And I got some things. And the first thing I got is not a Noroteo yarn. I got some of this Surdar, and I'm probably not saying it, Surdar, Snuggly Cashmere Merino DK in that gorgeous, gorgeous rose color. Isn't that beautiful? So this is a, let me see if I can, 57% wool, 33% acrylic, 10% cashmere yarn. It is super, super soft, very soft, DK weight. I got a 5-pack of them because with Little Knits, it is cheaper if you buy a 5-pack of any of their yarn. You always get a better price. And they've got excellent prices. So I wanted to try a new type of Noroteo yarn. Not new, but new to me, that I hadn't tried before. So I got this. This is called Noroteo Yarn. And it is, I love it. I love the way Noroteo Yarn smells. I don't know why, but it's got a distinct, Noroteo Yarn has a distinct smell. I don't know if it's the factory it comes from or what, but it has a distinct smell and I love it. It smells so good. Okay, anyway, this is a 40% cotton, 30% silk, 15% wool, and 15% polyamide. So it's kind of an interesting blend, but it feels cottony, and you can feel the raw silk in it. And the color of this one is, let's see if I can find the color code on here. I can't. Color 109. They don't name their colors, they just number them. So this is color 109, but you can see all the different, and if you look at the different skeins, their color lots vary like widely. Like this skein could have colors that don't appear in the next skein. In fact, one of the recommendations on the Little Knits website is that when you're working, to only work a couple of rows from each skein and then switch to a different skein so that you get the best color variation when you're working with this Noroteo yarn, because there's so many different colors that are in each color way. So there's everything. There's everything pink, green, blue, purple, brown, gray. But God, this is gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Love this. I cannot wait to make a top out of this. This is just going to be absolutely a gorgeous top. So there are 100 grams in here, 200 meters. Doesn't give you the yardage. So what, 200 meters is like 225 yards per skein, and I got 5 of them. So I've got enough to do some damage. Yeah, I got enough to make a really nice something. I just need to decide what. I don't want to rush into it because I love this yarn so much that I don't want to like settle on a pattern. I want to make sure it's something that I'm absolutely going to love and then, you know what I mean, go to town on it, because I think I'm really going to like this yarn. Then I wanted to try, they had, for a really, really amazing deal, this new yarn that Noro came out with, and I wanted to give it a try. And I gotta say that even though it was a really good deal, I don't know how excited I am about it. So this is the new Noro line that is newish, I guess. It's called Kanzashi. And I don't know if you can, yeah, you can tell. It's kind of like that boucle yarn. And I hope I'm saying, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. God, I just love the smell of Noroteo yarn. I'm sorry, you guys. I just absolutely love it. But this is called Kanzashi. And this is a 5-weight yarn. They're calling this a bulky 5. I think they are calling it a bulky 5. They are calling it a bulky 5. And I suppose you could call it a bulky 5, but I don't know. It's not, it is just because of the way it's wound, but I don't know if it's going to crochet up as a 5. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's going to. So I got 6 of these because I wanted to make a sweater, and I didn't think 5 was going to be quite enough. This is 30% mohair, 30% silk. Is that what that says? Yeah. 30 mohair, 30 silk, 23 wool, 14 viscose, and 3 polyamide. And this color is color number 15, which I thought is a beautiful, beautiful blend of colors. And I did get 6 of these. Now I'm going to hold on to these, and I'm going to wait and make a sweater. And this is a very soft wool. This is not like, I don't know if you've worked with Noro wool before. Sometimes Noro wool can be very, very woolly, and this is not. And I think it's just because of the mix. You know, it's just as much mohair. Well, yeah, it's more mohair and silk than it is wool. So it's a nice mix, and it feels very sturdy. And I'm hoping that 6 is going to be enough to make the sweater that I want to make with it, because I do like it. I do like it, but I'm not in a hurry to use this. I was in too big of a hurry. My Noro unicorn yarn that I wanted so badly, I was in a little bit too much of a hurry to get that made into something, and I ended up with a sweater that was a little small for me, and I gave it to my friend Jennifer, and she loves it. So she complimented it when she saw it on my channel when I wore it. The one with the hood that I made was just a little snug for me in the shoulders, and she's a little bit smaller of a woman. So she is going to enjoy that a lot more than I would be able to. But, so this is going to be my replacement sweater to that. So that is why I got this yarn. And I got, like I said, I got 6 of them. 200. So that should be, I should be able to make a sweater that's going to be roomy and comfortable enough for me. So that was my order from Little Knits. And like I said, I've had this order for a while. I just haven't been on here to share with you guys. So now, next story. And then I'm going to let you go because we're like an hour in. Okay, Jeff came home from work one day. And he said, oh my gosh, have I got something for you? Have I got a surprise for you? Apparently in Saginaw, there's a little yarn shop. And it's called the Little Yarn Shop. And I didn't know about it. And he told me about it, and he sent me and Maddie there on Saturday as a Mother's Day gift. So he sent us to the Little Yarn Shop, which was a mistake. You never send 2 crocheters or 2 yarny people to a yarn shop together. Never do that. That's just a terrible, terrible, fatal error. Fatal error. So here's what I got. It was a nice place. So nice. They would, they had so many samples up, like, of things that were pre-made with the yarn that they had for sale. And then they told you what pattern it was. They had access to the patterns. They would actually download the pattern for you to your Ravelry account, if you have a Ravelry account. And they would print out the pattern for you for 25 cents a page and put it in this nice little binder. So I was like, and in color. They printed it in a color pattern for you for 25 cents a page, plus downloaded it to your Ravelry. Hello? Yeah, sign me right up. So I don't know if they have an online presence as far as, I should have asked that question. But they had a huge variety. They had Malabrigo, they have Cascade, they had Universal, they have Juniper Moon. They had all kinds. They had just all kinds. Plymouth. They had all kinds of yarn. All kinds of yarn. So what did I get? I'll show you what I got. I did get one more skein of, or hank rather, of the Malabrigo Rios in the, or I can't say this color. Quique? Don't know. Quigue? Kigue maybe. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know if you remember when I went with Mindy to Michigan Fine Yarns. I had purchased some of this to make myself a top, and for some reason, even though it says no dye lot on there, one of my hanks was drastically different in color tones than the other hanks, and it didn't look right in the top that I was making. Like, you could see the difference, like when I got to that hank of yarn, it looked like it was a totally different color. So I picked up one more hank so I could finish out my top that I had started with that. So I got that. I also got 2 skeins, and this was really a decent price of this, and I really like Plymouth Yarn. So this is Plymouth Yarn Company's, it's called Encore Color Spun in the color Printed. That's what the color says, Printed. Huh. Made in Turkey. And this is a 75% acrylic, 25% wool, 200 yard skein for $6.50, which I thought was a really, really decent price. So this is a, I believe this is a 5. Is this a 5? If it's not a 5, it's a heavy 4. It doesn't say on here what it is. They're saying to use an H hook, which is a what? H is a 5 millimeter. No, so it must be a 4. It must be a worsted weight 4. But it's a healthy 4. I mean, that's a good healthy 4. But what I am going to make with this is going to replace, okay, my friend Sue Bell, who wanted a hat and mitts, and I had having a hard time. I decided this is what I'm going to make her hat and mitts out of. I think this is a beautiful green. It's like green and black and gray. And I think that this is going to make beautiful hat and mitts for her. So that's what I got. And it's really, it's soft. It's very soft. Very, very nice yarn. Okay. Then the pattern that I just showed you, which I shouldn't have showed you the pattern, but I'm going to show you, I'm going to cover up the pattern part and show you the picture of this dress. So I bought this pattern to make this dress. And the yarn that I'm going to be using to make this dress is this. This is from Cascade Farms. It's called Paradigm Shift. It's a sport weight number 2. It has 577 yards per cake. But look at the way that's caked. Isn't that cool? It's gonna, they had this dress worked up in exactly this yarn and it looked amazing. It looked so super cool. It just, the way this yarn is variegated, it looked really, really neat. So I already started it. So I bought 2 of these. This was not cheap because this is 100% mercerized cotton, 577 yards of a sport weight. This was not cheap. And I started it already. So I am going to be making a dress for my granddaughter. And I didn't get too far, but for just getting this on Saturday, and I've been working on other things, I didn't. So it's going to be a top-down, you know, dress. So I'm just started on the yoke. I've just got the decorative yoke done, and I'm starting on the rest of the yoke. And that is my other work in progress. And I'm going to go work on this as soon as I'm done talking to you guys, which I'm going to wrap it up. I've got so many other things to tell you, but I'm going to wrap it up after this, and we'll catch up on the rest of the stuff at a later video because I don't want to keep you here all day. I'll just show you my last thing that I got from the little yarn shop. I am in love, you guys. Totally in love. I got... Oh my gosh, I wish you could touch this. This is quite possibly the softest yarn I have ever felt. And guess what it's made out of? It's made out of cotton. It is so stinking, oh, my hank is coming unhanked. Let me see if I can stuff that back in there. There we go. It is so stinking soft. So soft. I don't know how they made it. It's a 4-weight yarn. It is 94% cotton, 6% nylon. So it's got a little bit of nylon in there for durability. But do you see how fuzzy it is? And it's light. It's very, 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 very lightweight. And they actually had a garment. They had a tank top made with this yarn. And it was just gorgeous. It was a knit top, so it wasn't anything that, you know, I could do anything with a pattern for. So I came home and found a pattern. But this color is to die for. This color is called Tibetan Mastiff. And I can't get over this color. It's just too much. So there is, I think like 251 yards per hank, which is a generous amount. Now these were pricey, but it's going to be worth it. So this is going to be a top for me. I love this color on me, and I did start it. So I did cake one up and got started on this. And this is just going to be a very, very simple raglan top. And this is how far I've gotten on that. Just, I haven't even gotten to where I'm partitioning off the sleeves yet. Still working on, you know, that's the back actually. And show you the front. Well, not that it matters. You wouldn't know back from front. Just a very, this is just going to be a very simple raglan double crocheted top. And that's what I want. It's going to look like a t-shirt. It's going to be like a crocheted t-shirt, and it's going to be super light, super airy for summer. And I love the color, looking great. Can't wait to be able to wear it. Gets a little bit boring just doing double crochet, but it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. And I can't wait. So that's all I've got. I mean, I know that's all, right? You've only been here for over an hour. I have more actually to talk to you about and to show you, but I won't put you through anymore. I won't put you through anymore today. That's enough. That's enough for one day. So thanks a lot, you guys, for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. If you have any other questions, let me know. I'll get back with you. All right. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.